Yeah, I'm feeling good. I don't think I've missed a training session now for nearly 2 months, so yeah, I'm feeling good, and obviously good to get some minutes in those 2 games, and yeah, just hope to get some more minutes whenever it calls upon me, really.
Okay. It was last February you had your injury, and it initially looked like you might make a comeback in August. I think you actually made an appearance in the latter stages of the win against Cheltenham. What stalled your progress then?
Yeah, so I had a bit of grown both in my heel, and it was digging into my Achilles. And I've been told it's quite common when you have an ankle injury as severe as I had, that you don't quite have the same sort of shock absorption or the same sort of spring and mobility in your ankle. So your ankle sometimes tries to compensate with that by growing a bit of extra bone to compensate for the load. So mine decided to grow in a very awkward place and dig into my Achilles. So it was causing me extreme pain, and I couldn't walk one day off. I think it was after the Newport game. I was on the bench and driving home, got out of my car and literally collapsed because I couldn't walk. So I called in straight away and said I might need to go to hospital, and saw the surgeon again, and a few times actually, and debated whether to have some more surgery or not. Decided not to, and to try and sort of go through a course of treatment, and like I say, it was quite a slow sort of build-up progress again, which was very frustrating, obviously having come back from the initial injury. But yeah, touch wood, now it's all cleared up, and I'm managing it, and it's good to go.
Was that one of the lowest points of the 12 months you've been out then, when you realised you having come back and then you were stalled again?
Yeah, it's kind of a roller coaster, isn't it? You think you're back and you're on a high, and like you say, come on against Cheltenham in a good win, and then the next game, literally just feel that all of a sudden for nothing I could have done about it. So yeah, it's really, really frustrating, and yeah, got quite low, especially when there was talk of more surgery that would have kept me out for the best part of another year. So it was good that I avoided that, and like I say, it's hopefully behind me now, and I can kick on and contribute some more in the upcoming games towards the end of the season.
Would you say as well, when you initially went out, that the recovery's taken longer than expected in your mind?
Obviously, from the initial injury, I actually came back a lot quicker than expected. The surgeon said it could take the best part of a year. So I think I was back sort of training and playing within 5 months. So in that respect, it recovered really quickly. And obviously this setback that I had, it was just a matter of time, really. We didn't know whether the treatment would work in the first place, so we kind of reassessed after the first 2 months, and we had to judge whether it was working or not. And at that point, we had to decide, if it is working, we keep going with it, and if it wasn't, then that would be it, and I'd have to have another operation. So luckily it was working, but it was still very early days, and having been out for such a long time, it was about, I kind of had to go through another pre-season, really, but it was tough because obviously we were during the season, so there wasn't anyone doing it with me, so I was on my own, really, and then again there wasn't pre-season games where I could get some minutes, so we have to play in reserve games and try and get minutes in the first team here and there. But yeah, it's been a long, tough road, but like I said, hopefully it's behind me now.
Just want to talk about the initial months of that injury as well. How difficult was it to watch from the sidelines last season as City missed out on promotion from the narrowest of margins, and how much of a motivating factor is that for you going into the final months of this campaign, that you can actually make a difference?
Yeah, I said it in an interview, I think it was earlier on in the week, that these games towards the end of the season are the games you want to be playing in. Every game's a big game, every game's got something on it, and I missed out on that last season. Like I say, I felt like I had a big part to play at the end of last season as well. I just got back in the team against Blackpool, and I was really looking forward to the end of the season to try and kick on and maybe get in the top 3 last year. So I'm really happy to be back this year for these last remaining games, and like I say, we're still in with a shout with the top 3, so hopefully I can be involved, and we can get there.
How helpful have the medical staff been here in your recovery?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. You know, I had the operation originally in London and spent the first few weeks at home, but then I came down here and got straight on with it after that, and you know, AD and Jess are fantastic and supported me well, and not only them but the coaching staff as well, you know, kept me involved. You know, when I was injured, I think I went to watch a few games to scout and help Oaks and Tiz, so that kept me involved, which was good, and they always were keen to have me in the changing room, you know, supporting the lads with my experience and voice as well, so it was really good for them to keep me involved. And like I say, AD and Jess have been brilliant with me. I've probably annoyed them at times, and they've annoyed me at times, but yeah, we've stuck together, and they've been really good.
How have the Exeter City fans been as well during that time?
Yeah, fantastic. I can't thank them enough, really. They've been really supportive, and you know, yeah, it's quite humbling actually, because obviously last season we didn't get off to the best of starts, and me personally, although I thought my form was okay, the goals weren't quite coming, and ended up being a bit anxious in front of goal and snatching at chances, whereas usually I'd like to relax and score a few more. So for them to be as supportive as they've been through that difficult time, and then obviously through my injury as well, has been really, really good, and I can't thank them enough.
How is your business life after professional sport doing at the moment?
Yeah, it's going really well, thank you. Yeah, it's, since the turn of the year we've been really busy. So busy in fact that we've brought on a few more people to sort of help with the workload, because obviously I'm still playing and that is my main priority. So rather than missing out on stuff that I maybe can't do or can't go to, we've got other people on board now so we don't miss out on that sort of stuff. And but it's going really well, thanks. Yeah, especially since the turn of the year, we've seemed to have been inundated really with companies calling us and new members and that. So yeah, thank you.